What's going on, guys? Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to the transfer update episode today. We have got a fair amount to get through, so just before we get started, if you could do a good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new and press that bell notification next to it so you don't miss an upload. And finally, in the comment section below, I'm trying to think of what other videos you guys want to see on the channel. If you have any suggestions, let me know down below. Right, so the first two bits of confirmed news today are going to be former players becoming managers. And first up is Thierry Henry, who has had previous experience with AS Monaco, though it really didn't go well at all. And the Arsenal legend has now joined MLS side Montreal Impact. He's become the manager on a 2-year contract, the option of a further year on top of that. And like I just said, he'll be hoping it goes a lot better than it did at Monaco. And then we have got Landon Donovan. He's been announced as a San Diego Loyal's first ever manager as the US men's national team legend moves into coaching. He's 37 years old currently and he also helped found the club. They won't be playing in the MLS just yet, but I imagine it's one of the franchises which in a few years time they'll be looking to move into it. But as of right now, I think they're like second or third division. And then we have got another player to do the MLS this time as Zlatan Ibrahimovic. There's been a lot of rumours circulating suggesting he could be coming back to Europe and he would be leaving LA Galaxy, and it turns out that is the case. He's mutually parted ways with LA Galaxy and his statement did say, "I came, I saw, I conquered. Thank you LA Galaxy for making me feel alive again. To the Galaxy fans, you wanted Zlatan, I gave you Zlatan. You are welcome. The story continues, now go back to watching baseball." So it is a very Zlatan statement to put out. But yeah, apparently the LA Galaxy manager did say that he wants to come back to Italy to finish his career, and sides like his former club AC Milan, Bologna, Napoli, a lot of teams are interested. We'll probably find out very soon who he's going to go to. And now we have three rumours about Juventus, and the very first one is from Calcio Mercato. They're saying Juve are interested in signing Roma captain Florenzi. Sampdoria, Inter Milan and Cagliari are also thought to be interested in the 28-year-old, but the Bianconeri are favourites to secure his services in January. They haven't mentioned how much the fee is in this article, but other ones are suggesting around 20 million euros or so, and I could be wrong, but I believe he's been sat on the bench for most of this season. It turns out all three rumours are from Calcio Mercato, and the second one does say, Juventus are closely monitoring Wolves midfielder Ruben Neves. The Serie A champions are piecing together plans for January and next summer, with a Portugal international among those in their thoughts. I think he'll earn himself a massive move at some point in the near future because apparently last summer he was linked to Manchester City, but nothing really went through. I'm not saying Wolves aren't like a good club to be at because he's doing well there, but for him, if a club like Juve comes up, I imagine it would like spark his interest at least a little bit. And the third rumour from Juventus now, also again from Calcio Mercato, they're saying the Turin-based club are interested in Manchester United youngster Chong. They may make an approach in January, and the reason for that is because in the summer next year he will potentially be a free agent. My guess is that United really want to tie him down to a new contract, as losing a potential youngster and prospect like Chong, it wouldn't be too great for them, especially if they could get a lot of money for him initially. So yeah, it was a surprise if he signs a new contract, but then again, Juventus are very good at getting free transfers across the line. And next up, Sky Sports Italy and Gianluca Di Marzio, they're saying LA Galaxy representatives have met with PSG, that's to discuss the potential signing of Edinson Cavani. They, like I mentioned a second ago, they will be losing Ibra, so they'd like to replace him with a marquee name. Though Cavani's agent has come out and said on, what date is it today? He came out on Friday night, I think it was, saying that Cavani, he probably will leave PSG, but it won't be in January. MLS seasons tend to kick off around March, so they have to wait a few months into the campaign to get Cavani, and he's also on top of LA Galaxy being linked to Inter Miami FC. And next up, Mundo Deportivo are saying Barca want to sign Dani Olmo from Dinamo Zagreb, but if they want to capture the youngster, they'll have to move very quickly because he's very in demand. He made his debut for Spain a couple days ago and in fact scored in his debut. And now Sky Sports News understand that Manchester City are interested in Leicester City duo Johnny Evans and also Sancho. They're trying to sign a centre back in January because they really missed out on replacing Vincent Kompany, and especially with Laporte being out for so long, I think he's still out until February or something. They want to bring another defender in. Sancho has been incredible for Leicester City. Sorry if I said his name wrong, by the way, but I would imagine they'd demand a very, very high price. Brazilian giants Flamengo are in talks with Inter Milan to make their loan deal for striker Gabriel Barbosa a permanent deal. He's also known as Gabigol, and he has been on loan to the Brazilian club for about a year now, and he's been doing fantastic. This story was confirmed by the Flamengo vice president to Fox Sport, and a very short quote does say, "We have talked to Inter, everything is going well." Manchester City star David Silva is in line to become the third Spanish star to join Japanese club Vissel Kobe as once his contract with the Premier League champions expires next summer. He has confirmed this will be his last season in Manchester, and there's also interest there from MLS clubs. But according to El Chiringuito, the playmaker could follow in the footsteps of Andres Iniesta and David Villa in joining the Japanese side. Gianluca Di Marzio is suggesting that Napoli are ready to listen to offers for Koulibaly and also Allen. The reason for this is because Manolas was brought in to soften the blow of losing Koulibaly, and the situation at Napoli right now, I've read a lot of different things, and I even read a quote, I'm not sure if it's fully correct, but the president of Napoli, he pretty much said he's willing to sell anybody. Koulibaly has been linked to Manchester United a lot as of late, last 18 months or so. But as for Manchester City, it wouldn't surprise me if Koulibaly is available. It wouldn't surprise at all if they make a massive move for him. And as for Allen, has been linked to Paris Saint-Germain, so that deal could finally go through. A short one from Football Italia is that Tottenham have identified Roma midfielder Lorenzo Pellegrini as a potential replacement for Christian Eriksen. Tuttosport are saying Manchester United hope to reach an agreement with Juventus, that's for striker Mario Mandzukic. And not only to get him in January, they want to get him in early in December, so obviously he wouldn't officially be a player until January, but they want to train with the club from next month. I'm pretty sure there's no rule against that from FIFA, so it's basically agreeing a deal with Juventus pretty much, and considering Mandzukic is hardly playing a role this season, it wouldn't surprise if it goes through. And next up, Martino Di Napoli are saying Tottenham are interested in Dries Mertens, who will become a free agent next summer. And now moving on from Mundo Deportivo, they're saying that Barca are set to open talks with Chelsea forward Willian in January, as over a possible free transfer to the Camp Nou next summer. They were willing to pay a fairly large fee for him about a year ago, in the region of £50 million, but Chelsea decided to reject it. Bild are saying that Borussia Dortmund want to sign a striker in January, and so far they've looked at the potential deal for Chelsea forward Olivier Giroud, who'd cost around £7 to £8 million, Juventus forward Mario Mandzukic, who they tried to sign in the summer window, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. My guess is that all three of those players, or at least two of them, will be available. Giroud, it depends if Chelsea's transfer ban gets overlifted or upturned, I suppose, because maybe Frank Lampard sees him as good backup. But Mandzukic, very close to going to Manchester United, and Ibra, he's looking for a new club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has sent his most trusted scout, Simon Wells, as to watch and monitor Haaland from Red Bull Salzburg. He was also coached by the Manchester United manager at his former club, Molde. Sorry if I said that wrong. And that's according to The Athletic. They're pretty reliable journalists working for that outlet, so it won't surprise if United are definitely in the mix to sign him, but many top European clubs are currently looking for the Norwegian striker's signature. And basically, Dagbladet, they're saying that United is currently favourites to sign him, and Gazzetta dello Sport are saying Napoli are willing to offer around £35 million. Another striker linked to Manchester United now is going to be Inter forward Lautaro Martinez, and according to the Mirror, both Manchester clubs, City and United, they're interested in bringing to the Premier League. He's currently valued at around £100 million, and both Manchester clubs are set to compete in the transfer market for a signature next year. But it won't be an easy deal to complete because aside from the fee being very, very high, the interest there from Barcelona, it could be very difficult to turn down, especially as a long-term successor to Luis Suarez. David Beckham is hoping to make Real Madrid midfielder Luka Modric his first marquee signing for his new Inter Miami franchise, that's according to AS. The Croatian international has been linked to a move away from Real Madrid, especially in the January window, and clubs such as Inter Milan and AC Milan are also showing interest. But if Inter Miami can get him, that'd be a massive statement. Jadon Sancho's asking price is currently 140 million euros, or converted around 120 million pounds. That's according to Bild in Germany. And the Borussia Dortmund forward is currently linked to a move to Manchester United or Liverpool, but I imagine he'll be very, very in demand. A lot of teams want to sign him. Two stories about Neymar now, and the very first one comes from an outlet in Spain called Sport. They say that Neymar has turned down the chance to renew his contract at PSG, which currently does run until 2022. So PSG aren't in any kind of rush to make him sign a new contract, but judging from Mundo Deportivo's story, they say Neymar would still like to leave PSG and rejoin Barca. People that work for Barca, very recently in particular, is going to be Eric Abidal. In the last week, he said publicly that Neymar to Barca, it will always be an option. Is he number one option right now? I'm not too sure, but if they can get a deal over the line, you'd imagine Barca would jump at the chance. A very short one from Le Parisien is that Real Madrid are considering a world record offer of £340 million for PSG striker Kylian Mbappe. I have no idea how much it would cost to get the young Frenchman, because he has got a world-class talent already, and considering he's so young, he could be at the top of his game for so long. But I'm not sure at what point in the market where clubs like, you know what, that is the max we'll ever pay for a player, because currently the record is around 220 million euros. To go 120 million pounds above that, or I think converted around 140 million pounds above that, it's kind of crazy. 90 Min are saying that Manchester City are interested in striking a deal for Leicester and England left back Ben Chilwell. That's after growing frustrated with France international Benjamin Mendy. Next up, the Daily Mirror via El Desmarque, they're saying Real Madrid are keen on signing Chelsea's 19-year-old England forward Callum Hudson-Odoi. He hasn't really played too much football because of a recent injury, but he was in the most recent England side. And I'm not sure how much it would cost, because he did very recently sign a new contract, and back in January and the summer was close to a move to Bayern Munich. It turns out we have a fair few City rumours today, and the next one's from Sky Sports. They're saying Manchester City are considering a move for Bayern's France international Kingsley Coman. That's if Leroy Sané joins the German champions as expected in the summer. Sané has about a year and a half left in his current contract, and Man City, apparently according to the papers at least, do feel he will be moving on. Right now he's out of an injury, but Kingsley Coman coming in to replace him. He's a fantastic player, but has got a very poor injury record. One of the stranger rumours from the last couple of days is from the Mirror, and they say that PSG are interested in signing Liverpool midfielder Adam Lallana. He will be available as a free transfer in the summer, but potentially Liverpool might look to cash in the January transfer window. Corriere dello Sport are saying that Barca and Real Madrid both want to sign Inter centre-back Milan Skriniar. Last couple of years has been dubbed as one of the best centre-backs coming out of Italy, and there's a lot of interest there from Barca, Real Madrid, and previously from Man United and Man City. The Daily Mirror do suggest that Arsenal will offer Granit Xhaka back to Borussia Mönchengladbach, and that would be part of a deal for fellow Swiss midfielder Denis Zakaria. And Zakaria has been linked to a lot of Premier League sides in the last couple of weeks, including Arsenal's rivals Tottenham. And the final one today is from 90 Min. They say Manchester City are considering a January bid for Leipzig centre-back Upamecano. He was linked to Arsenal in the last episode for around £50 million, and I think I mentioned at the very start of the episode that City, they're in the market for a new centre-back because they didn't really replace Vincent Kompany, and Laporte, unfortunately for them, is out for a long time. So it turns out that was not the last bit of the episode, because late last night some massive news broke. It's all official now. Mauricio Pochettino has been sacked by Tottenham. Spurs put out a statement saying the whole situation and breaking it down, and judging by the wording of it, he was sacked, he didn't walk, and it's kind of crazy to think about, because about 6 months or so ago they were reaching the Champions League final. Now, in general, their overall record for 2019 has been very poor, like one of the worst out there in regards to how many matches they've lost, and that's aside from getting to a Champions League final. And can Spurs bring a better manager in than Pochettino? I don't think they really can. And for Pochettino, it's actually not too bad for him, because it wasn't really working out at the current point of time for Spurs and him. But now his next job, my guess, will be massive. He could literally end up with the likes of Bayern, could go to United potentially. He's going to have options on the table. But according to Fabrizio Romano, I will say yet again, I'm recording this part of the video at 8:45, and right now nothing has been confirmed from Spurs' end in regards to their next manager. But Fabrizio Romano is saying that Spurs are seriously considering Jose Mourinho. Jose is reportedly open to starting discussions, but we'll find out next couple of days what will happen. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. And finally, in the comment section below, if you have any video ideas or suggestions, let me know down below. So thank you for watching this video, I'll see you next time.